Yeah, first off, I want to say this. You know, the Tavon Sadler played for me at UNCG. He was the head coach at Nicholls. And when I recruited him, and he was in my first recruiting class, I know we stole one, by the way. He was a really talented player. He's the Baltimore City Player of the Year. And then he was the Freshman of the Year in the Southern Conference. And his sophomore year, he was all conference. And he was a great player. But I was the youngest Division I coach in the country when I recruited him and coached him. And now he's the youngest Division I coach in the country. And coaching's so special because you get to watch kids you get to build relationships with kids when they're kids, and then you get to watch them turn into young men while they're in college, and then you get to follow them. And I had one of my former players, James Dickey, was here tonight. He walked in the office today, made my day, because he wanted to be up here to see this. And so I say all that because that was really special for me, and I'm really, really proud of Tavon Sadler. He's going to be a star in college basketball. I mean, he won 20 games last year in his first year, goes to the conference finals, and they won a big game at Northern Kentucky last night. I mean, they won at LSU last year. They almost won at Maryland last year. They have a really nice basketball team, and I'm proud of him. And after tonight, I'll be pulling like hell for him. I wasn't pulling for him going into tonight, but other than that, I'll be pulling for him. So that was really neat. I do think we played better tonight. I wasn't real pleased last week. There's a lot to unpack here. You guys know I'm not happy with the rebounding. They get 17 offensive rebounds. You guys know I'm not going to be happy with that. I didn't like the turnovers in the first half. I thought some of them were just so casual and unforced. You know, Jizzle just loses the ball a couple times. One time he just throws it to the team with the other jersey on for no reason. And we had a couple footwork turnovers, Tyler Betsy and Dylan Mitchell. It's stuff that you can control that we value, and so that was a little bit frustrating. But I will say I was pleased with the defensive effort to start the game. I was pleased with the defensive effort to start the second half, and there was some good stuff going on. Jizzle James is really improved, and I think that's so obvious. Guys, he was really, really good on defense tonight. I mean, not only did he defeat ball screens. I don't think anybody hit him with the ball screen all night. I mean, he was special. So I was pleased with that, and I could keep going down the line, but I thought Jizzle had a really nice night.
Talk about the energy of Dylan Mitchell and what that gives to your team, especially the first segment. He had 6 points, 4 rebounds, just came out, and it impacted the game like his hair was on fire.
Yeah, well, I was really worried, you know, in this game more so than the previous two because of their ability to shoot the ball, their explosiveness offensively. And if you look at the success they've had when they shoot it, they're really dangerous. That's a kind of a scarier type game at this point in the season. And because of that, we really challenged our guys defensively. I thought that first unit really accepted that challenge to start both halves. Dylan, just like I just praised Jizzle, Dylan was right there. I mean, he did an amazing job switching out, making people uncomfortable, making shots difficult. I mean, I thought early in the game there we challenged every single shot or blocked every shot. And again, I'd give all those guys in that first unit credit, but Dylan stood out, and I said that to the team at halftime.
Coach, 3:45 left in the first half. You're up 13. You look down 16-40 to go in the second half, and you put a 20-0 run on Nicholls. What was the difference in your team there? Was there any particular message in that under 4 media timeout, also in the locker room at halftime?
Well, I really liked the way we finished the first half with about 2.5 minutes and change, and you know, we pressed and got the steal and converted, and I thought we had a great possession to end the half defensively. So I thought we finished the first half. That lifted us a lot. And then again, I thought that group started the second half. Not only did they get stops, but they were live ball stops that led to fast breaks and opportunities in the open court.
You had a pretty big lineup out there for a while, a point guard, and then some combination of Seamas, Dylan, Ray. Josh? Is that just out of necessity with Dan out that you're experimenting with that a little bit? And does Dylan being able to guard maybe a 2 or a guard change that, your ability to do that?
Well, let me tell you something. You know, again, there are a lot of guys that had some good things that are worthy of me talking about. So when I start talking about everybody, we'll be in here all night. But Josh Reed was really damn good tonight. We didn't have him slotted to play this many minutes. He played this many minutes because when he played, he had such an impact on the game. We are looking for some guys that can impact our defense, that can add some gravity to our defense and into our rebounding. And I thought Josh added both. When he got that offensive rebound, I was the happiest guy in the building because we got to get back to the board. Again, I thought Dylan did that early with some tip outs and some things. But I thought Josh defended his tail off, and then I thought he did a really nice job on the board. And so because of that, we're going to find a way to play him extended minutes. But we have the ability to have so much lineup versatility because all these guys are so interchangeable. It's not just Dylan and Josh. I mean, you know, damn near all of them can guard multiple positions on the floor from top to bottom on the roster, and I think that allows you the ability to put different combinations out there.
Were you talking about the offensive rebound tip-in layup that he had in the
Yes.
Josh Reed's?
Yeah.
Ayrton Page, career high 5 blocks tonight. Your team had 14 blocks, the most in your tenure here at UC. What would you say was the biggest reason? Was it a point of emphasis this week in practice, or was it just a mixture of your guys' length with maybe some tired legs on Nicholls State?
You know, I think it's probably a combination of a lot of stuff. But Ayrton Page is a really good shot blocker. AZ Bandego is a really good shot blocker. Dylan Mitchell is a shot blocker. Josh Reed blocked the jump shot tonight. He's got great active hands. Dan Skillings, who's not out there, obviously seems to block shots. He's probably blocked more jump shots than anybody I've ever coached in games. I mean, so we got some guys that have the ability. That's probably one. Two, you know, I thought our defense forced them into some tough situations, putting their head down and, you know, kind of throwing their bodies around us at the basket. And I thought we did a nice job of challenging shots without fouling for the most part, and that led to some shot blocks. And then like AP, he's such a natural shot blocker. The challenge is to keep getting him into position early so he can make more plays. You know, he was so good in high school. We recruited the hell out of him. Like, he would let a guy drive it, and then he'd come block it at the very last second. He still tries to do stuff like that. It don't work at this level. But tonight a couple times he gets there early, and then he's in position to go make a nice play. So I think, you know, he has 5 of them, and I think part of it was he keeps getting better and better.
CMOS is, I think, 80% from 3 so far on the season. Is he just taking, I mean, I know he kind of checked it a little bit late, but is he just taking really smart shots in the flow of the offense that's leading to a lot of success for him?
I don't feel like he's forcing it at all. I can't think of one time. In fact, early on in the game, as he was coming off the floor for the first media, I told him to shoot. I mean, I thought he passed a couple up. He had the one he passed up in the corner and drove it and turned it over, trying to throw a lob to Aziz. And those are the kind of turnovers I'll live with because they're aggressive. But shoot, he's such a damn good shooter. I mean, he can't shoot enough good shots for me from outside the line. So, but he hasn't been forcing it. I think he's taken the right ones. And then I think, you know, you got to give credit to the other guys because the ball's popping around. I mean, you look down tonight and 18 assists, right? So the ball's moving around. And there's other good players on the floor. But, you know, he's not going to shoot 80% this year because nobody's ever done that. You want him to. I do too. But that won't happen. But he is going to have a great year because he's a really good player and he continues to improve.
Wes, you mentioned Jizzle's defense throughout this game. 7 for 7 in the second half, 15 points. What is it about the way he plays that continually allows him to get going in the second half and makes him so hard to defend?
Yeah, you know, I've been really impressed with his ability to run our team and lead our team. And everybody knows he can score in bunches and bunches. I don't think it's a first half, second half thing, but I think he's just doing a nice job of continuing to grow as a true point guard. he can run the team, he can get others involved, and you guys know he's always been up. I mean, gosh, I go down to watch him his senior year in high school, and I watched him get 50 one night. I mean, he's always been able to score the ball. So I think just continuing to mature at that position and knowing the right times to facilitate, the right times to try to score the ball and make plays, and I think he's doing a nice job of that. So it's not just that he gets 19. He does it with great efficiency tonight.
Yeah, Coach. 6 rebounds for AP today. Also 5 blocks as well. He also shot it for 3 tonight as well. How important is it for the team to have 2 bigs that can rotate in and really be efficient, especially going into conference play?
It's important. I mean, you got to have depth in the front court, especially in our league, and so we got to keep. You know, I actually thought Aziz was pretty dang good. They were sitting on the screen and roll so hard tonight, which opened up a ton of other stuff. And I thought he didn't let it affect him when he didn't get easy baskets, and I thought that was important to us offensively. But you got to have depth in the front court. We're going to try to keep bringing along Halveen as well. I mean, you know, again, I've said it, we threw him into the fire, but it was nice to get him some extended minutes tonight. And he can rebound, he can hit, and he's a smart kid. So we're going to need some depth in our front court, and we're going to continue to try to develop those guys.
CJ, okay?
I don't know. I mean, I think he got his ankle or rolled his foot, so we'll let you know when we know something. But you guys saw everything that I saw.
Coach, you talked about it, allowing 17 offensive rebounds. What's going to be the motto going forward, or what adjustments are you guys going to make to not allow that to happen again?
We'll just continue to work on in our technique and continue to drill it. And you guys know this, if people come in here and can get 17 offensive rebounds in this league, we're going to be really disappointed. So we'll keep making that point. But I did think our effort to the ball was a little bit better tonight. And, shoot, that's a good basketball team. They make good effort to the ball as well.
This is a little bit off of the game. How familiar are you with Maurice Stokes and Jack Twyman's story?
You know, obviously that was the namesake of the game tonight. And I wasn't familiar at all when I got the job here. You know, I'd heard of the NBA Teammate of the Year award and probably heard, you know, the Stokes Twyman name, but I didn't understand the story, know anything about it. And I was fortunate that learned a lot about Cincinnati and Cincinnati basketball since I've been here, but I was fortunate to learn that story, and I just thought it was incredibly touching. And I was shocked as somebody that is, you know, passionate and obsessed with basketball that I didn't know it. And if I don't know it, I mean, how many people haven't heard it or aren't aware of it? And so this is a great step in the right direction because it's a story that's well beyond basketball, right? I mean, this is a story of real friendship, you know, being a great teammate, taking that to the ultimate level. And there's a lot more to it. I've already done this publicly now for like the 5th time, so I won't, you know, say the whole story again. But it's something that, regardless of whether you love basketball or sports, I think everybody can relate to it. It's a story of humanity. So I will continue to try to bring light to that because I think everybody should, but certainly, you know, one of the main characters in this story happens to have his jersey retired here at Cincinnati. And so Jay Twyman, Jack's son, was here and spoke to our team yesterday in the locker room and kind of explained it. And we'll continue to try to build on that and get the word out there because it's a special thing. You know, we talk about being great teammates. That's the example right there of what a great teammate is.
What struck me as I was researching this is that when Maurice Stokes hit his head, they gave him smelling salts and he was conscious, and then they let it go. And now, how is taking care of players with head injuries and other injuries improved since you've been in basketball? Yeah,
it's improved a lot even since I played, right? And certainly they've made so many improvements in football where there's more collisions. But you're talking about the 50s, you know, like the late 50s, early 60s. You know, and it wasn't just the smelling salts, right? And then he played again in that game. I mean, for those of the people that don't know that are going to listen to this, Maurice Stokes was playing in the NBA, and he was a great player in the NBA. I think he was in his 3rd year, and he gets a concussion in Detroit, and they just give him smelling salts and throw him back in the game. And then, you know, gets on an airplane, which that's not good either, and then plays in a game the next night, and he ends up go into a coma a couple days later, and that would never happen in today's world. And obviously, we've come a long way medically, and we probably still have a long way to go, but that's why you do have concussion protocols and all the stuff that we have in place. We didn't even have all that stuff in place 20 years ago. So we continue to improve in that way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Coach, first road trip this upcoming week. Just curious on your thoughts on where your team is as you prepare for NKU and then Georgia Tech.
I probably don't think about it as much as you guys do. My concern is we'll practice again on Sunday, and can we get better in practice? And I know that's a terrible answer, and I'm not trying to be terrible to you guys, but you guys are the ones that get to write the stories on where we are and where we're not and all that kind of crap. All I can control is practice on Sunday, and I hope we have a dang good one and get better. And so we'll see, but that'll be a tough challenge for us. That was really hard when we went over there 2 years ago, and I know this. Darren Horn's a great coach. They lost a tough game last night at the buzzer with the lead down the stretch. They will respond, and they will be ready for the Bearcats. So we got to get our team ready over the next couple days. Thanks.
Thank you.
Jizzle, you guys came out with a really good amount of energy early. They kind of battled back. How were you able to kind of weather the storm and put them away kind of before half?
We seen they after we came out with aggression, they started bouncing back into the game. So we had went to that media timeout like, let's get it. Coach got us all riled up, and I think it translated into the game. So yeah, it's really on our defensive end.
Arrington, you were familiar with Cincinnati from their time recruiting you. What have these last couple months been like for you heading into the season and now end season?
I'd probably say these last few months have been pretty familiar to me because I've known Coach West and his staff for a while, and all I had to do is just make this home, and yeah.
Dylan gave incredible energy. You talk about the defense kind of sparking you incredible energy early. Is that infectious to you guys when you see him running around like that?
Yeah, it's like a great booster because to see all the athleticism plays he makes at the rim, all the blocks, it just translates to open threes, open baskets, and it just makes our offense flow. So I think our defense really helps our offense, so it go hand in hand.
Arrington, how was the timing for you tonight defensively? Do you feel like it's the highest in your career, just to match the career high in block totals?
Me and Coach West was having a conversation about doing my work early, just being in the right spot defensively, just to make those plays easier for me to do. So, yeah.
Jizzle, when you see Arrington or Aziz blocking shot after shot, I think you wound up with, as a team, 14 tonight. How does that energize not only the defense but the team in general?
14 what? 14
blocks.
Oh, 14 blocks. It just really emphasizes just seeing all the defensive plays they make. It makes us want to finish the D, something we call finish the D. So we make the defender, just try to change it so him and AZ can come block it. So just seeing all the work that pays off, and it just translates to easy baskets.
AP, you've been lucky to play with a great point guard most of your life. Where does this guy match up?
He's up there for sure. He's up there. He's climbing too.
That's love, brother.
Yeah.
Jizzle 7 for 7 in the second half for 15 points. What is it about, I guess, your comfort level where you continuously get going in these second halves and, kind of lead the team?
I just see where I wasn't in my groove in the first half. Just going to halftime, talk with my coaches. Learn from it. Then come out, see the game, and see where I can split the defense, and it just opened up opportunities all game. So I think I played better in the second half. I could say that. So I'm trying to get that to where I do it all game. And just make it consistent. So.
For both of you guys, talk about what it's like to play with CMOS. Obviously, you look down at the stat line tonight, 19, 7 of 11, 5 of 7 from behind the arc. Just talk about his performance tonight from you guys.
Sniper. He's a sniper. He helps our offense just by spreading the floor, allow me to operate in the post. He's just a great floor spacer for our team, and also he's a good action creator for our team also. So, yeah.
All right. AP. You hit a 3 tonight, even though you had 5 blocks. Like, is that a part of your game that, like Jizzle and them finding you for the 3 ball now?
I just feel like me being able to step out and hit a jump shot can really open up our offense as a team. And I feel like that can make us a multi-dimensional offensive team. So, yeah.
Then a follow-up on that. You guys dominated the boards tonight. You know, it's a team effort. You know, last game, I know Coach probably was yelling at y'all about the rebounding, but you guys won by, 14? Was that something that Coach emphasized?
Yeah, we emphasize it all practice because we know that Nicholls State was a smaller team, so we definitely want to take advantage of our size.
You guys got a week of road trips coming up, back-to-back games on the road. What's the biggest key to carrying over what you could say is your best performance so far this season into this next week?
Just staying consistent in what we're doing, trusting the coaches, trusting our work that we put in, day out. Knowing that on the road it gets tougher, so you know we got to hone into the little things that we hone in on every day. So it's really just focus on the small details, and I think we'll come out with the W.
Arrington, have you played alongside anyone with the likes of the defensive ability like Aziz Bandaogo at all during your career?
Josh Morgan, my center at USC, he could block shots just like AZ. So, but you know those two are on the class of their own. So yeah.
Jizzle, as a scorer, do you feel like things are slowing down? How much are they slowing down compared to your freshman year?
Yeah, I think it's definitely slowing down. It's just knowing when to score and when to facilitate, you know, try to get everybody going. And in the first half, I see my shot wasn't falling, so just making a simple play, and it leads to CMOS making threes or Dylan getting fast break dunks or stuff like that. So just letting it come to me, you know, that's one of the biggest things, just letting it flow, come to me.
Connor hasn't he's been kind of the opposite of CMOS to start the season. He's been a little cool. What can you tell the fans about the way he normally shoots it in practice, and how different is that from what we've seen so far?
Oh, nah, Connor, it just everybody had their games, you know, where it's not going in, and, you know, that don't define him as a player. We see the player that he is day in, day out, certified sniper, you know, and I think it's going to come in the upcoming games. So, you know, just tune in, you know, we got his back, and just know he's going to play better.
AP, it seems like anytime Wes Miller talks about you, he kind of lights up. How has his confidence in you helped with your all-around game and confidence out there on the floor?
I mean, it always helps when your coach has a great belief in you. So him just instilling that confidence just helps me play harder, play better, and things of that nature.
Arrington, in a game like tonight, where you guys are pretty much doing what you want on the floor throughout most of the game, how important is it for you guys to maintain intensity and do things the right way, especially like what you just said about Wes and his intensity as a head coach?
I'd say probably just, you know, like just said earlier, you know, every time he sees something that he may not like or it's not to our standard, he says something about it, he gets on us about it just at the media timeout, and we fix it. Simple as that. So.
Thanks, fellas.
Appreciate y'all.